3DX Tech. This is the expensive ass shit. Let's see what it's about. Print temp is 270 to 300. Looks like a really nice roll. Let's see which ways. So which it snaps real easy. So the way I do is have a dry box here. This way I can just move the dry box over. This stuff is rigid. Probably should have dried it first, but whatever. That's when your extruder's set up right. You can load it through the Bowden tube and click a macro and the thing just works. And I forgot to clamp it in, but whatever. tighten that thing. Okay. You know what? Real quick, I wanted to show you guys the difference between genuine Bontex and the form-bout ones. Right there. Now I'll switch back because it's about to start. I hope this filament doesn't need like a higher offset like PETG or anything. I didn't even think of that. Okay. Oh, it's fucking hot. Let's see what we got. It's fucking hot. Okay. Let's see. It looks like those are too high. You can see the bulge. See the bulges right there. So we start counting the way down. Still got a bulge. Still got a bulge here. Right there, that one's starting to look pretty good. Still just a tiny bulge. So this is a really rigid filament. This really, I'm gonna go 0.025. It's the best the whole way along. So let me put this tray back on real quick. Thinking of doing this print unless you guys have something you want me to do. And I'll show you, I mean, if you're just a stock printer, you definitely want to print the DD plate, which there's the videos on. But probably while I'm starting a print, I'll put together an orbiter housing with the newer gears. I don't know why I have an extra bearing there. That's a flange bearing, I don't know what I did. Okay. But this is the printable version, but the CNC parts I'm going to be ordering, like, right now, pretty much. I think I got enough people that said they wanted, because I have to lay out $5,000 if I'm ordering all the parts, but literally that's new. That's replacing the bearing stacks with genuine Gates idlers, and, you know, the actual... I'm going to show you guys the difference between the shoulder bolts that we're going to use and the shoulder bolts that come with the printer, because it's a pretty substantial difference in quality, not to mention the ones that come with the printer are bent. I don't know if they come bent from the factory or if it's just from so these are the style shoulder bolts that it comes with, and these are the style that we get. These actually have a bearing race pressed onto it, or not bearing race. Race is the part that goes on the outside. I don't know what you call it. Bearing surface with the GCR 15. So these are 148,000 psi. These are 70,000 psi. It's literally a straight double, twice as strong. And then the way they seat into the mount, it actually screws in so that it's supported. Trying to do that by hand is not easy. This was a bad print, which is why it's not in the printer. But they actually go really far. So this way there's no way, especially when these are out of metal, or if that aluminum stuff works really good, there's no way this is going to flex. That's why we didn't bother making a double shear. But I just wanted to show you how much that goes in. I'll probably show some quick close-ups of the other mods, because the other thing we're doing is getting rid of the stock rear plates and making them go across on the top and the bottom, and getting rid of those stupid bearing stacks because they're horrible. Let me see if anyone requested what they want me to print, and no one did, so I'll just switch over to Super Slicer and print mounts, because that's the best thing to do. Alright, so for a new filament, I have a 0.4 nozzle in there, so let me go to a 0.4 profile. Let me start by going to the filament, and I'll go to polycarbonate carbon fiber, and I'm going to set my pressure advance to 0.25. I said didn't need a G-code offset. That was at 290 degrees and it looked like a good temperature because those letters went down perfect. To 110 degrees. It is technically a polycarbonate, so we'll leave that in polycarbonate. Shrinkage ratio probably, I'm gonna go 99%, I think, because it's actually the carbon fiber filaments really don't shrink, so yeah, I'll go 99% because they don't shrink. Technically it's a nylon, so yeah, 99%. Okay. Cooling. Let's see. No cooling. Bridges. Do like 70 because the bird air really doesn't need much. That's pretty much all you gotta do. Then click save. And it's a long ass name, so I'm just gonna make that essentium HTN 25. High temp nylon 25. I don't know what that means. Now for I don't like going 0.1 with really heavily filled filaments. Really not supposed to go lower than 0.25 according to them, so actually we'll go 0.25. I mean I hate 0.24. Go 0.2. Slicing, this always, you want this to be multiple of your steps. So I have 0.9 steppers, so this is this. If you have 1.8 steppers, you can actually make this double. 00250 and 0125, whatever that is, doubled. Yeah, 0125. Okay. That'll make it actually your walls look a lot better, because in reality there's no reason going that small. It's like probably smaller than like a red blood cell or some shit. Support material, let's increase that a tiny bit to 0.1 because I usually like doing like 75% of my layer height, but I don't like going really past 0.1 or these filaments tend to really stick on each other hard, so I'll stick to my regular rule of thumb. Pattern spacing, sawtooth 2 layers, all that should be good. And I definitely want Z lift, so check filament overrides, retraction, de-retraction, retraction length. Really hot, so go up just a tiny bit. And I have enforce Z on retract and layer change. No, enforce on first layer. Maybe I should turn that off because that stuff did lay down really good. Okay. Speed. Do, because this is a 0.4 nozzle, so do 125. These filaments really don't like going very fast. And let's Let's make this shit look real nice. Turn on ironing, monotonic, monotonic. Width and flow. When you do Voron parts, you have to force it at 100%, which is what that was from. And don't need a raft. Generate support material. Okay. So where do I have that? I'm adding the file right now. So actually, I'll switch this to the monitor so you guys see everything I'm doing instead of being bored. Display capture. Okay, display 1, okay. There you go. Now you see everything. No, that's older ones. Those are older too. What the fuck did I do with it? I haven't had to print one in a little while, so. There we go. Yep, that's it. So, what the fuck was that? No, let me make sure that bed's staying hot. So you don't have to wait. Want something real strong for shear strength. So maybe do triangles. It's really strong in the XY plane. And we do 5 perimeters. 5 perimeters. With that with triangles, that should be perfect. And there we go. Looks good. 3 hours. Jesus fucking Christ. It's that ironing. I know I said I was going to go slower, but I can't help it. I'm not patient. And I'm going to turn off ironing, because fuck that. There we go. So now we switch back to the printer. Why is it so dark? Turn the lights back on. Oh, they are on. Oh. Turn this around. Wouldn't iron make filled filaments look bad? Oh, no. Actually, I just fucking sent them to someone. I've did a filled carbon fiber. It can make them look really, really cool, actually. If you do ironing at a very high temperature, it makes this, like, shiny, like, pillowy effect. What would fix the sag? I'm putting OC into long 2 mounts. I guess you could go to 6 mil carriage over sags in the back, and I wouldn't. What would fix the sag? Okay. Bigger Z steppers, maybe. Yeah, I have 60mm steppers on my Z, and it doesn't really help that much. 9mm belts is not really going to affect sag at all, because, I mean, technically, I guess you're increasing friction on the pulleys, but if you really want to get rid of sag, it would more be looking for the high indent torque steppers. So, like, I put on .9s, that's why they didn't help that much. If you do, like, Moon's 48mm, or they don't make 48mm ones, they have really high detent torque, like .3, or the OMC spec Voron steppers have very high detent torque. The steppers that we have like .22 detent torque, which is part of the problem. Also, the OMC steppers and the Moon steppers are both way stronger. The OMCs are the Moons are 78 ounce imps, and the OMC I think are 68 for the .9s. The OMC for the 1.8s are 84 ounce inch, and the LDO 60mm ones were like 103 or 110, something like that. They were like crazy, but I mean, in reality, the 60mm steppers that I got from LDO only weigh 500 grams. The stock steppers weigh 400 grams. The OMCs weigh like 350. They're actually a little bit lighter, so that's a great upgrade to do for the AB. But there's no reason to go any bigger. I mean, I've jogged at 800mm a second just to see if I could without skipping a step. When can we order the fully mounted roster? Oh yeah, there already is it. I'm probably gonna try to put that group buy up tonight. And with the gantry, with the group buy thing, we're getting rid of a lot more weight. And you know what, actually? Let me see something. Let me show you something. If we want to go to... Let me switch back to the camera. Because I have some stuff over here. If we want to go to bigger steppers in the back, we can use a 10 by 10 piece of carbon fiber instead of that extrusion, or I also wanted to try 10 by 10 extrusions, so I ordered some of them, and I also ordered this is for the 300, but if you want to go 60 millimeter in the back, get rid of your 200 gram extrusion and put on a 40 gram piece of aluminum. This is the size for this that I got for the 300. I have longer ones that I got for the 400. Or you spend a little bit of extra money and you do the carbon fiber. Which I don't know where. That's what the grease looks like that you want to get. Or you can go to an auto parts store, Home Depot, and get that. If you can't, if you don't want to order the Mobilux. But cardboard stores usually have the Mobilux too. Just whatever you get should not have molybdenum. There are some super lube formulas that don't have any of that stuff in them. But I believe the newer formula, which that's why it's no longer recommended by the boron guys or anyone actually, is has a lot of additives which you don't want. I'm going to show you everything that our kit is going to replace. So the kit's basically going to be a new carriage, and it's going to replace the original shoulder bolts. It's going to replace the X to the Y joints. It's going to replace the back motor mounts, because right now the back is only supported on the bottom, and then the top, if you look, actually has just a tiny little mount. So this is all there is for the top. So nothing is on that extrusion, and then everything's just all single shear, and it's those long bolts with just bearing stacks. It sucks. That's why your belts shred, because you have 6mm belts with 2 3mm shouldered bearings, and the belts are B stock pretty much. They're, even a perfect belt, usually there's a very, very slight, a lot of times they're a little bit bigger than 6mm, like 6.05, 6.1, which is why pulleys are 6.5mm. Some of them are even 7. Those are 6 on the dot, and they have a sharp edge because the bearing flange. So it literally starts shredding the belts. If you reach back there and put your finger, just rub it along the bottom of that plate, I guarantee you'll get dust all over your finger. So the kit's going to be new idlers, cable chain for the X, a new cable chain. It's going to be the mounts to the XY joint, the mount for obviously the carriage, these 3 pieces, which Taurus Vic just got prices for $180, 180 euros just for those 3 pieces. So $230 is actually like insane for the fact that it comes with 4 back plates, and all the shoulder bolts and the gates, the genuine gates pulleys, because the genuine pulleys are the idlers. These stupid things for real ones is like $5 or $6 each. I'm looking into the Mellow Store ones to see if can get them cheaper, because if they're going to be just as good, that could help a lot, because I mean, it's like half the price. Half the price is literally, I think the parts are less than $100 for all the parts, or maybe I'll separate it into different things. I hope I didn't just do all this and no one could see me. You guys couldn't see me, could you? Moly is it's molybdenum. It's an additive that they put for, usually it's for metal on metal. Like it's a good additive for oil, for a car, assembly lube. You know, where the piston slidings, you know, the bearings in a car are like a crank, and main bearings are literally soft babbitt, they call it. It's usually like lead and other mix. So the molybdenum or is high zinc, all those metals actually absorb into the soft bearing surfaces. So when you have the exact opposite, when you have super hard bearing surfaces with ball bearings, you don't want metals that, because they can't absorb into them. Like literally, if you have like aluminum come off of like aluminum shavings come off like a head in a car, they actually embed themselves into the bearing material. So it's, you know, it's a completely different type of scenario. Same thing with your wheel bearing. It's usually, you know, packed with grease, metal on metal. It's not you don't really usually have like ball bearing setups in your you know, in heavy machinery. But the main thing is we want 0 additives. Switch back to the printer. But yeah, that's what the camera looks like. It's actually a really, really good picture. Can we see DW? Oh, we can see. We can see. Cool. Don't worry. Thoughts on Mellow versus Triangle Lab D-Force? I really like Triangle Labs. I like the fact they innovate and they do stuff on their own. Mellow, I've been very impressed. I bought this orbiter, and it's like from the Mellow Store, and I'm actually really surprised. But I think they are all the same company, because when you look at the owners, like, well, you know, Two Trees like left, like Two Trees was together with that other company. What the hell was it? But like Ada's friends with Jason from LDO, and friends with the Jackie Rayo from Creativity. I swear to God, they like all live in the same apartment building or something. They and they all have the same shit, you know. It's always Gates and Meanwell, you know, or you know, the orbiter came out, and all of a sudden they all sell accredited orbiters. It's got to be coming out of the same factory. I can try to put together one of these new orbiters now and see if I was successful with the newest bearing tolerances. If you want me to spin the camera back around. So I guess I'll do that. Okay. Let's see, this was one of the new ones because it didn't have ironing on the top. I fucked up and had ironing on these. There we go, that's one that was... Actually works out good because I can tell which ones were the newest prints. Nope, that's ironing. I can't tell. I got too many of these things. We'll see, we'll try. This one's definitely a new one. Oh, that fits good. Perfectly flush, that's what we want. So, yeah, we'll try this one. And genuine Bontex, which are those. I gotta find. Shit. This is always the fun part. Getting this in. One thing I've really noticed that I'm not happy about is Lorenz states that actually I'll show you real quick. Lorenz states that the newest, that is, the extruder has 7.2 or 7.5 gears. All these people, new option 7.2. 7.2 is supposed to have 0 lash, and that's what you're supposed to use if you're making out of metal. So, perfectly meshing gear. These are the different so the gear ratio is 2 to 20. Be aware this variant requires very precise gears dimension. So the 0.2 nozzle or SLA or MGF. So why is everyone making these out of metal and using the 7.5, which has a 0.15 gap? And I'm noticing this gap because look. Zoom in. This really pisses me off because my one that I sent Giovanni doesn't do this. Look at that. Brand new, never been used. That's some bullshit. This, I think, same shit. I actually compared the size of the gears. The gears are 16 teeth. Well, he says that they're 16 instead of 20. I mean 16 instead of 17. And this is a printed head. This is printed out of nylon. But yeah, I'm gonna print a replacement hood for my other one too. Because my orange extruder, I was using it without the front gear by accident like an idiot, and that thing worked perfect. And it was missing the front bearing because I made a mistake. So anyway, let me put this bearing in. So you snap back to the one way, and then back the other. There you go. Perfect. So that goes in. Yep, those are the new ones. Now when you get this in, you loosen that, and you go grab a piece of filament. I need a knife. Oh shit. It's not good when you lose a knife. Whatever. Oh, here it is. Get a piece of filament, you run it through, okay, and once again you know that your overdue is good when you can try to do that with the stock one. Won't happen. But anyway, so you loosen that set screw, get this lined up, that's how it's centered, perfect. Center that perfect. Obviously this is how tight the tolerance is, that can't even move when that's loose. Wiggle this a little bit as you tighten it so that it gets to that flat. And then usually it takes a few go arounds for it to get real easy. So move as that set screw, just because I made the tolerances so tight, the set screw, as you can see, hits a little bit, but it's almost there. I got a better idea on me. Loosen that like 2 turns so it really grabs that. Now tighten it back up again. Beautiful. And that's not slipping at all with just the one gear. So that's perfectly aligned bearing path, which that's what I've been changing just recently, is I had to actually move the whole front face slightly forward because, like I said, they went to a thicker gear because it's you know, the M95ZZ versus 188Z or something like that, whatever they are. But this gear is actually thicker, and they use the same dimensions. So this actually couldn't seat, and then the whole head couldn't seat. Like, it was actually pushed out. So just for the hell of it, let's see what happens bearing. Now here we go, I got one. Okay. Let's see if this one, maybe I'm wrong and it will. Oh, no, look at that. You can twist it around. When I twisted the other one, I could go any way I wanted. This, when it's this way, it goes that way. Nothing. Straight sideways, nothing. Well, a little bit of movement. And then as soon as you turn it down, it starts moving. That way, it starts moving. See, if I hang the filament down so it's going. Yeah, so that proves how much of a difference it makes. Right there. And just now that I have good lighting for the camera, you can really see the difference. And how big the gap is compared to the other one. I don't think I can get it. Oh wow, yeah, it focuses that close. I didn't think it was going to. And that's how you get fucked with TPU and stuff, because it actually wraps around like this. It gets stuck in there. It sucks. Alright. So, I wonder if we can use this latch. So they did do one of the first things that I thought of doing was made the latch thicker on this side than that side versus the original latch. But so you gotta use one of my printed latches. And let's make sure this aligns perfect again. Once again, you check for the longer sipes or whatever you call them to make sure it's or you just lose the fake one and then you have nothing to worry about. Huh. Yeah, that shit's gone. Now that I'm done with these, I can fucking burn them. That's gonna really bother me. Stupid gears are expensive. That fucking sucks. What could I have done with it? Oh, duh. Holy shit. But yeah, this is how you can tell genuine Bontex apart like I showed before. Same thing on this side. The sipes are longer. Actually, these are the mellow ones. The genuine, no. Well, see, that's what it is. I can't even tell the difference between the mellow ones anymore. So hopefully the new form-out ones did that too. Maybe all my shit talking finally paid off. Anyway, so put the gear in, and then if you look, one side is closed off and one side is open. Oh, that's a broken one. Shit. Well, we might have to use the broken one. Because I don't see any others. I probably burned them all. See that, Giovanni? That's why I shouldn't have sent you that order. That was my spare latch. Actually, I might have sent that to Jake Allen. Whatever. We're using the broken one. And I'll switch it out. So that popped right in. Probably how I broke it. First time. It's tight. I guess I'll have to open that up a little bit for you guys. So. One more revision on the file. Looks like it meshes nice, except for me breaking it. So I'm going to open this up, this in here, just a tiny bit, because it's obviously just a little bit too tight. So, but should work to print with. Then we take our, last thing we need is our thumb screw. I lost the little washer somewhere on the desk. So, I don't remember which way it's supposed to go. Yes, it goes. That's going to be too short. Maybe I'll use it without the pier. So I'm going to have to change the lash layout, or you just have to use a long, which is probably why I have this here. Yes, that's exactly why it's there. I need even longer though. Let me go grab a long screw. The stock Vividino one went this way. This one goes that way. got this little situation here. That bitch. Oh. There we go. Sitting. No, I just fucking lost the screw. Let me check to see if anyone said anything. Even though it's made to. Yeah, I never had a problem. All the gears was using good quality silicone-based grease last night. I would not use grease on a nylon. I was looking at the old page. This isn't the old page. He has it updated with the new motor. Look. That's the new motor right there. It's the old page was updated. Last line. Oh, PA12, you could lubricate if you want. PA6, you cannot. And SLS and MJF are two very different things. But if see, look, this was updated 3/02/2021. But let me look for the newer one. So let's see what you're talking about. See, this is all to go out, no, with the 17mm stepper, because the other one's 10 grams more. And see, the stepper itself is actually rated for less torque, but you're operating it at closer to its max current, because it's a 0.5 amp stepper versus a 1 amp stepper. Alright, PTG, nylon PA12. Yeah, see, he changed this now because he also has changed it to, that's the only stuff to use to print it, which is PA12 or GPA12. But I can tell you for a fact, the original housing is not nylon PA12. It would not, I mean, just look at it. Look at this shit. everything's destroyed. And once again, I mean, that's a completely different thing. Then, where'd it go? Yeah, see, regular nylon is all, because nylon is self-lubricating. They add solid additives for nylon 66. PA12 is the only one that I could see. But they should not be. The Delrin gears, that's why I said I stand corrected on that with the, if they are Delrin for those ones. But the original one has water absorption. Delrin. I've read that Delrin. See, I don't. The Delrin, that's why I said I have to look into that. At the end of the other video, that's what I have to look into that to find out. Because I'm not 100% sure. Because I've used Delrin bushings on my cars forever. Like white line bushings and. Brittle, see, and that's exactly what happened to that other thing. I don't even think that was, but that's never use any fluids. So if I guess that's why I'm saying a silicone-based grease. Yeah, see, nylon. I know the nylon cannot use any type of water-based lubricant, like anything with any type of water. And the Delrin absorbs water too, so you have to be careful because a lot of lubricants have water in them. As bad as that sounds, a lot of like spray lubricants. So you want to use like a pure oil, which I don't think you'd want to use in that, or like a silicone, or like he said, I don't think you'd want to use lithium. Yeah. How to lubricate nylon bushings. See, he's so full of. I hate to say it, he's wrong in that. Nylon is self-lubricating. You don't lubricate nylon. This is bushings. They're saying it's recommended to lubricate them unless in a dry, but they can be used in a dry. But that's a bushing. We have a ball bearing spinning around, and then it's not meant to slide. You know, if it was just if it was a nylon ring sliding on another nylon ring, obviously that's going to be a little different. Do not use oil or grease that contains acids, cause nylon to swell. So I guess you just got to be really careful using, but me personally, I don't see the reason. I guess it's a better. Yeah, you just do. You don't. Whatever. I mean, you know, he's the creator, and that's what he says for his. I'll tell you one thing: anyone that's printing mine, I would recommend not to. Most, because that's just always what I've always been taught. It all depends what you use, though. Alright, let's see what the print looks like. Seems to be going good. So I'm gonna finish screwing this together. I took this raft off. I'm doing this backwards. But I'm not. That's where the nut goes.
Oh, found it.
Wrong size. I have to grab a nut. Actually, I have this one. I can use. I personally don't really like using the springs anyway, honestly. Usually the way I tension it is I wait till I can get it where it doesn't move back and forth at all, so it still has a little wiggle. And honestly, the Flexion and all the best extruders don't use springs either. So that is no play. I would think that should be good. Let's see if we can. And that's perfect. I don't like that sound. I guess I just gotta break in, or maybe it's because I didn't lube it. I'm just joking. Yeah, see this, I could see holding up a lot better, but just, you know, like, don't even take my word for it. Literally. This is the one I printed, but I did not lubricate, and I used it. And just look how good it looks. Look how good that looks. And then look at this one that I used for like a month or two. Looks like shit. You can even see the grease, like how it dried out around the edge, but it literally turned this shit into like a powder. It's all over my hands. I mean, my hands are dirty from work, like usual anyway, but literally this, it's like smushed. It's really bad. You know what? I'll take that old one and I'll let it sit there with grease on it and we'll see what happens. That's ready to go. obviously we gotta trim this, but if this wire is long enough, this could work for the clipper boards. I mean, this, I don't know if this is thick enough to run 3 amps through for 28. Because we need to get a power wire, but this could be the data. I was hoping it would be thicker. You know what? I could still use this for power, and then use the old end stop for signal. I could just double these up. By the way, always keep these twisted. It's not going to be long enough. I don't know if I'm going to use this motor. I might just use the original one. It doesn't want to go. Ooh, let's see something. Let's see if we can mount a hood board. Let's see. Obviously we need spacers there. Let's see if this lines up. Look at that shit. I think that's a go. Let's see. If I have one long enough. Okay. That's all right. This. Work. Definitely, without a doubt, with just the one. Let's see what happens. think I'm gonna put this together. Put the hood on. Maybe I'll just flash the hood right now. Do it that way and use plastic nuts. Oh, no, I forgot that's M4. You son of a bitch. Okay. Not to worry. Almost. Yep. This will be way too long. It doesn't want to cross through. Some of these are. Damn it. It's American thread. M4. Okay. All M4s. I lose. Guess I am ordering see what Amazon has if anyone wants to definitely would rather nylon. Then again, it wouldn't be bad if it grounds through it. And I can get these on Wednesday and these on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm gonna play it safe. He's like, shit. $1's a dollar. Alright. Let's see if anyone else said anything. Alright. Anyone have any questions or want me to go over anything? Well, that stream doesn't really look very good, does it? It's kind of oh, okay, no, that's getting better. I clicked on my own stream to see what would happen. You gotta raise the fucking data rate on it, I guess. Well, anyway, so this this board can be hooked up through USB. So let's give it a shot. Oh, duh, what am I doing? Gotta hook it up to a Raspberry Pi. Actually, I could flash it from the computer, but we're gonna do this like how everyone else does. Is going to do it. So let me see everything. I think it looks some nice pretty colors. Okay, so got that plugged in. Oh shit. It's 227. It's 31. That's okay. Write that real quick. Usually takes about 5 minutes. Doesn't really take 20. You know what? I'll show you guys how to set up the orbiter, the super slicer. to. It's going to be in the Google Drive under. It's in the gantry upgrade. I'm starting. So these are all different tolerances. If you're doing it with a filament that shrinks, you want to use the +2 tolerance. I just printed the one that uses. These are the Vividino or the new 1.5 bearings. These are the original BOM or the original kit bearings. Other than that, they're pretty much identical. I cut out this to lower some mass and to make it so filament falls out a little easier. And I added a chamfer back here. Well, no, a fillet. That makes it a lot easier for it to get that bearing in. But first thing you want to do is not delete it. First thing you want to do is go -30. Then you want to right click and add a support enforcer, make a slab, and you're going to rotate the slab 30 degrees. So it's going to say 330. Then you're going to drop down, move forward a tiny bit, get it so it's just in the bottom. You're going to reselect that, go to Paint on Supports. You need a support here. You need a support here. It's nice to have a little support up there, so you drop that down in size. Do a nice little support here. Don't need a support up there anymore, especially at 30 degrees, because I changed the angle. And need a little, oh wait, no, wrong way. Little support right in there. You don't need it, but it helps. And you can do one here if you want it to look cleaner. And then your support settings. 75% of your layer height. So if you're printing at 0.1, you want this to be 0.06. And 2 layers interface at sawtooth, pattern spacing 1 millimeter, XY separation 0.4. 0.2 layer height, no, 0.1. Definitely don't need that much infill. Three perimeters is fine. God, fucking streamer and encoder and everything. I don't know why. I should just upload in VP9. I feel like the hardware encoder sucks. I mean, the H.264 encoder sucks. But yeah, that's it. I don't use sheath on this print. And I print this one at, if it's 0.2 nozzle, I've been printing it at 100. Just because I had a couple failures at 150, but it really had nothing to do with my nozzle size. So, I mean, this print's been going at 150 the whole time. And it's going good. And oh, I could show you guys the difference in the size of the gears, because there is a big difference. Okay, so This is the 16 tooth right here. The MJF and the I really have been trying to figure out the difference between these two, and I really can't. If anyone else knows, tell me, because those two are like on the money. Oh, maybe. Maybe the SLS one is slightly bigger because I see white sticking through on both sides. So maybe he made it for a slight compensation, you know, expected a slight bit of shrinkage. I don't know. But this, you can see, this is the zero lash setup, which has more meat too. I like that. So when it slices, and by the way, this is going to show right here why you really do want a 0.2 or 0.3 nozzle. But this is what makes no sense to me. This is the 7.5 on a 0.4 nozzle. Those gears are not good. They're not trapezoidal cut, you know. These, if anything, look better to me. These all look like shit. And then we go to a 0.2 nozzle. Hope the clipper doesn't crash. Let's see if there's enough material for a heat sort. Let's grab a heat sort and throw one in. Oh, yeah, this is the 0.2s. As you can see, look at the definition in that. Way better. That's a nice gear cut. So this is the oh, I have them on top of each other. Let's say what the fuck is going on there. Let me keep pulling out this gear. So I can switch over in a second. Alright, let's see. So that's the 26 tooth one right there. We don't want a raft on for this, obviously. I turned it off. The raft is for the orbiter print. The wall seems smoother, and then I don't know. Okay, let's switch back to the camera. You know what, Daryl? The extruder mounts like this. So the thumb screw would come in through this side. I could make it so that this is filled solid. I could make a heat sort version. Because the thumb screw is supposed to come in through this side. But I feel like I like it better that way. But what is the... I'm curious. What is the orbiter? The original orbiter was on that side. And then they've reversed it on this one, I feel like. What the hell's going on here? No, it's still on that side, so... But this version is mirrored. See, that would have been good for the... Oh, that's right, because they did it, the Formbot did it backwards. So, I could get rid of this nut right here, and then you would put a heat sort here. So, the way to do it would be different latch. So, I get rid of this nut right here. So there's going to be one, I'm going to make another latch. So you're going to have a latch that's for it to come in from this side, and that's where you use a little nut. Captive, whatever you call it, not captive, but whatever. And then, if you want to use a heat cert, you put in that side, right into here. So, let me give that a shot right now. Let's grab a, so you could do a heat cert. You could do a heat cert in this piece right here, or that might, yeah, that should go. And I could plug in the soldering iron and do it right now. Doesn't matter. But yeah, so there's enough meat for a heat cert. Let's see. Jeez, things going slow. What the fuck? 10, 40, I need to get a new processor, I think. Computer's 4 or 5 years old now. Time to get a new computer. If I'm gonna be streaming, unless I just set up one of these Pis to do all my streaming. We all know you're at. Oh, don't order anything on the stream. Yeah, good point. The only good thing is that I only have like 3 viewers. definitely a good point. Well, you guys can send me free stuff. Yeah, shit, everyone has my address anyway because I've sent everyone stuff. Even if I use it for my building next door. I guess I could lie and tell you that the building's not next door. This sucks, I just want to flash this clipper board already. Ooh, if I flash the clipper board, I can hook it up to the orbiter. So you know what? I'm finish screwing this thing together. So I can yeah, I'm gonna make a new cover, though, definitely. If we're gonna print our own, you know, this isn't even the prettiest casting for this cover. I mean, check this out. It's kind of nasty looking. They had a metal cover for a little while that was real nice. I really liked the metal one. The first one was that SLS crap, and they went to that metal, which was real nice. The other thing about their other cover is the gears rub the back of it, which that could be part of what makes these things overheat a little bit too. The gears actually, you can see they actually rubbed. You see the teeth mark on the outer wall. So, like, and you would hear it, it was hard for me to twist the motor. That definitely could be, one thing to add to the heat. There were so many things wrong with the first version. Something hard to spin this thing. You know what? I need that bearing sieve. Something important. 3 more minutes left, and then we can flash a clipper board. See now? Yeah, there's a nice big window. If you get filament on, clean it off. Let's check out. Hey, what's up?
How's the rest of that?
You're on the live stream thing still. You're on the live stream.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, the camera's looking right at you.
Still doing it?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright.
I'm about to shut it off in a second. I'm just waiting. I got 11% more to go for this card etching, so I can flash the clipper tool board.
Oh, you're trying that? Cool.
I figured might as well. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. So, question for you.
Yeah.
On your, when you ran the 0.9s,
Yep.
did you just trim the AB cables right here, or did you run all new wire?
Oh, I trimmed them right there. Hell no, I didn't run only one.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. But I didn't want to like pigeonhole myself.
Well, that's why I didn't know. I was gonna send you the ones that I cut really short, but I didn't. Then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Let me give them the new ones because I forgot you did that mod. So they're so close to the back. I didn't know if you wanted to just. So that's why I sent you just brand new ones that had never been connected.
Yeah, I mean, if this wire was long enough to run down like to the bottom of the Z, I probably would run new wire, but it's only gonna get like, you know, to here on the Z. So it's either rip this whole Z back apart for like the 70th time, or just cut it right here and do it the easy way.
That's what I would do, and then you just have spare wire for whatever.
Yeah.
To make your USB cable for your clipper tool board.
Yeah, man. Maybe.
Uh-oh. I was just playing with gears and lost one.
Yeah, I might just cut this like 4 inches, 5 inches. That way.
Okay, we're at 96%, so almost there. Check on the print real quick.
How's that? What is it? The HTH or HTN or what the hell's it called?
Yeah, that's what I'm printing new mounts out of the HTN. I should have printed them solid. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Why did I print them? I just wasted filament. Damn it.
Why'd you waste it?
Because I should have printed them solid. I don't even know why I did 55% infill.
Because printing anything above 50% is a waste of film.
Yeah, I know, but
How many allies?
5.
You're fine. You don't doubt yourself.
Nice. It's done. Okay, so let's switch over to the other monitor. Yeah, I wasn't really planning on doing this stream this right now, but what happened is it was having me set up the stream, and then it was, I did the OBS engine thing, and it was like, don't worry, you're not starting the stream. And then OBS engine, it was like, enter stream key, and then all of a sudden it was like, you are starting your stream. So, I'm doing my Wi-Fi password right now, which is in the WPA supplicant, which I'll show you guys the file, and then move it back over to the screen, so I'm not putting my Wi-Fi in. I have it labeled where it says put your password in and everything.
Everybody wants to hack Rob.
Yeah. One person made a good point. He was like, you shouldn't buy anything because now everyone has your address. But I'm like, everyone has my address anyway because I send shit to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Take the SD card out. Oh, I didn't save the changes. You son of a bitch.
And re-edge.
Nope, it's saved. Alright, good. Okay. So, unplug the Raspberry Pi, never put the card in with it plugged in. Now, I know my IP address, but if you don't know your IP address, open up Terminal and just ping. If you have a 400, I made it Trudon 400. If you have a 300, I made it Trudon 300.
Oh, smart.
So, you type ping Trudon 400.local. And it doesn't have the internet yet. There we go. Now it does. And see, it gave me an IPv6. So, because I have an IPv6 network set up. So now I do it again, which you just hit up, and I put hyphen or 4. Now it gives me my IP address in IPv4. So now I open up PuTTY. And you can just use the Trudon 400 again, or the IP address, and you SSH in. Say yes. The login is going to be Pi. The password is going to be Raspberry. Now we're going to CD to Clipper, and let's see if it's reading the board. Blanked for a second. LS. Shit. I gotta pull up my own guide. I forgot the command.
Even raw bills from time to time.
It's LS star dev. I always do it too. LS specs. Damn it. Can't remember.
Having technical difficulties, folks.
Yeah.
Please, type.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, might as well copy it and paste it now. I got that open.
So you're running Clipper on that toolboard?
I'm going to in a second.
That's bananas.
What the hell is going on? Maybe it's because I didn't.
You didn't restart clip or.
No, that's not why. So the architecture is going to be STM32, I believe. Oh, what board is this? Let's take a look at it. This is the STM F103C8T6. So, first choice. Look at that, we're lucky. And bootloader offsets. MKS is always 28. HID. Ooh. You know what? Let's check something. GitHub. Let's pull up that board, find out how much RAM is on this board. So, Clipper toolboard. Okay, 2 kilobytes. Wow.
I rolled.
That's crazy. And
2 kilobytes or 2 megabytes?
2 kilobytes for the boot. It's just a bootloader.
Oh.
It's bootloader offset, which, you know what? It doesn't need a. It probably is only 2 kilobytes because it's only got like 10 pins. Well, no, we can still access all the pins, but I mean, what interfaces is it running? You know, natively. It's built from the ground up. You're not hacking anything. So disable, enable. So we're gonna use USB instead. But let's see if we wanted to not use USB, we'd be using CAN instead of. Oh, that's cool. So it comes up with the CAN automatically. And CAN pins are PB8 and PB9. Wow. And it has P11. So I could run CAN. That's pretty sick. I could run CAN bus on the MKS. Robin too, probably. Probably have to solder some shit. Well, anyway, okay. So let's go back to use the USB for communication, because see, now if we were gonna flash it, oh, I gotta power it with 3.3 volts. Okay. So, anyway, let's make this flash. And we have it set for USB. So if we want to start using CAN bus, we're going to have to re-flash it. Now, let's power up this this board. 3.3 is going to be this pin. Let me show you guys which pin it is. So 3.3 is going to be this bottom pin right here. That's the 3.3 volts. And the ground is right above it. So I can probably cheat and use my harness for the accelerometer, which this one is white and gray. White and gray, which are right next to each other. Ooh, look how lucky I am. Oh, and look at that. Even the SPI clock pin is the right one for this. So, wait a minute now, is that ground on Oh, no, it's the other way around. White is 3.3. Gray is ground, if I remember correctly. I really should be looking at a diagram. Oh, that was right. Haha, we've got power. So, now, let's flash the board. So I'll go back over to the screen. And let's see. To flash the board, B1 or reset. So to enter bootload, pin B1 must be connected to 3.3 volt when the board is powered to reset. When in bootloader, the green LED will flash quickly. Hopefully it can. Now the question is, to reset, does reset go to ground or does reset go to... You know what? This is why I got 4 of them. Okay, so that's good. So reset. Oh, let me switch it to the camera so you guys can see my shenanigans. This is not the smart way to do this. So I'm going to short 3.3 volts to these bottom 2 pins. I'm going to short together. So I'm going to put 3.3 volts to the B1 pin, which is the bottom right pin. So I'm going to do that with this screwdriver. And then I'm going to try to hold that there. And then now I'm going to short the reset pin to ground. And that didn't work.
Sparks and sparks.
Let's try it again. A little more pressure. And it's blinking. We are in boot mode. Bootloader. Okay. So now
How much so you can have that?
okay, it's connected. So
This is my domain.
what the hell? Nice! Haha! Success!
Shoulder bolts.
What about 'em?
One is the ones for the X carriage, the 34.
For the carriage? 30.
What's the shaft diameter? 4?
4. Haha, beautiful. I got the serial number. We are in business. Toolboard is connected. Now let's open up mainsail. Yes, close that session. My.mainsail.
Shoulder is 1.
That's why.
You sent me the wrong ones.
No, I didn't. How long were they?
The only the only 4mm diameter shoulder bolts I had.
Stepper Z. Let's see what happens if I get rid of Stepper Z. You know what the problem is? Because you would have all these configured if there was another.
I'm saying
Because there would be, it would be another. I would have to do it. It would be added in the same config, so it would have all these things. That's why I'm having this problem. So you know what? That does make sense. Because I need to have two. That's exactly. So, all right, that makes sense. So, what I could do, the end stop pin is PA1, so I'll just use PA1 for this one other pin. But what's cool is all these pins are here, so we can solder right onto the legs of the CPU chip if we wanted to add more stuff.
That's something. So these are the.
Oh Jesus Christ! I gotta hook up like a RAM sport or something with this.
These are supposed to go down in, right?
Yeah.
And then
All right.
same deal.
This is over. I'm ending the live stream, so I'm gonna have to. Oh, you know, I'll show you guys what that stupid thing looks like. The print finished. So let's see how this filament came out. Oh, my magnet fell off. Uh-oh. That's really stuck to the bed. Oh, no, popped right off. Alright. So for first... Wow, that's hot. Holy shit. Okay. Must have really just finished, I wasn't paying attention. See, you can see, if I had ironed the top, it would do like this shiny thing even better. But these filaments actually iron really well. Kind of sounds like plastic. I don't know.
Was it worth $150?
Well, that's what I don't know, but I mean, take a look at it. Shit is nice. See it?
Okay.
Definitely, you should look at it on the live stream. You'll see a lot better. I'm holding up close, and
Yeah.
that camera has a way better picture.
Is that a raft?
Yeah. Oh, damn it! I had the raft on. No, I think it's just a brim. Hopefully. Let me grab my little cutter thingy.
I say I made the same mistake with my brain gear, my orbiter.
Wow, this is like glass right here. I should have done a bigger raft because the center of this. Look at this. Look at the bottom of that.
Oh yeah.
You see that? It's like glass. But on the outside, it didn't do it because the chamber probably wasn't hot enough. But it was a cold boot. I didn't heat the chamber up first. I should have.
Is that polycarbonate or nylon?
Nylon. Which nylon is usually can bend, you know, which is the downside to nylon.
Right.
But with this carbon fiber, this is serious carbon fiber, dude. This thing is like dulling my knife. These blades usually last me like, I just put this one on like a day or two ago, and this thing is already just not even cutting through it. It's like crunching through it now. It feels like I'm biting celery. Oh my god. This thing just ate my blade.
Huh. What is it, 30%?
25%, but it's aerospace carbon fiber, which is a human hair is like 150 microns. This is like 7 to 15 microns. Or something like that. I think is when it basically it's like 50 times thinner than human hair. It's they're explaining how like you know, there's a lot of companies use milled carbon fiber, which is just powder, then some use chopped, and then the aerospace is like actually really long. It's like a long carbon fiber core in the center of it.
I just fucking cracked my dragon in Tom's measuring.
How?
When I was trying to drill out that hole, that other shoulder bolt.
Why would you drill out the hole? Why didn't you just use the 4mm ones?
Because these are 5mm and the holes are 4mm.
Why didn't you use the 4mm shoulder bolt?
Because the 4mm shoulder bolt isn't long enough.
The threads didn't make it to the bottom? This stuff is fucking nuts. I don't think there's any reason I'll install those in a day or two. Have a good night. Oh, I guess I'll wait. If you have any questions about it. I can't fucking believe how strong this shit is. Ah, fuck it. One more try. One more try. And then I gotta go to bed. Doesn't send it. Oh, it worked. It worked. It fucking worked. Yes. Yes. It knows there's no 80, no temperature, min temp, negative 200. Ha! Okay. getting off literally in 2 seconds. Force move command. Min extrude temp. Extrude is negative -2. Min extrude temp negative 100. No. Why did it shut down? can't read the, I got it connected, and it's, the toolboard reads. I'm just having an issue with getting it to read the UART, but might have to do an external UART connection. Let me try maybe disabling. I have the enable force move on. Alright. Well, I got a clipper on it. Getting somewhere. Oh, duh. The stepper's not powered. I don't have 24 volts to it. I'm a jerk. Alright. Toolboard is successful.